Testing 1 2. Let's see. Interesting. So currently this morning, I have two that are on the scanner. LITM, which this is uranium. They've had a couple of news drops this month, May 1st, May 5th, May 8th. No news on this morning though. It's up 29% for some reason. Let's see. Uranium project in Wyoming's prolific Powder River Basin. That was from May 15th. Announces that an exploration program for Pine Ridge Uranium Project in the Powder River Basin. Okay, that's a whole lot of word jargon right there. Then the other one that I saw was VCI Global Limited Ordinary Shares. It is only up 15%. So nothing really up big right now that we're seeing. These two have, well, LITM has 7 million shares traded. BCIG has 2.24 million relative volume, both heading towards 10 times their relative volume. Shares float, so this one has 7.30 million, which is traded its whole float basically. One cycle through its float. This one has 2.24 million and has basically traded its whole float. So one rotation of the float there. All right, let's jump over here to yeah. All right. So this is VCIG. You see it had a nice pop in aftermarket. Is below the ATR right now, which is up here at 378. Had a high point of 419 and got going downward here. So we have interesting. Point here. It's got a couple touch points there. This one does not have catalyst on the day though. Just kind of forming this little downtrend. As far as the uptrend, it's come down here to this 327 a couple of times. So this will be a flat top break or flat bottom breakdown if it does do it at 327. And it's touched this point here as well multiple times. We'll activate this. Bam. So 3 times testing. We'll see what happens on this third attempt. It did make a higher low right here. So 331, 332 in here. Look at the higher time frames as well. So over here on the 5-minute, we can see it has this test point 1, 2, 3, and then this bottom 1, 2. Now this thing is only up 11%, so it looks like it's going to be going on down. I don't know if it breaks that down, it's going to be under 10%, and I'm going to leave it where it is, right? With no catalyst, it's just has proven points that it is in a downtrend. So, and only being up 11%, not the greatest thing to be buying. If something else pops up and it's up like, 40%, 50%, whatever, we don't want to be stuck in this thing. But yeah, it's at 1070, about to do the third test of this 327. Let's jump over to lithium or LITM. See what it's looking like. It has no catalyst on today. Oops, wrong one. No catalyst. Getting driven down, huh? ATR high is right here at the 397s. It's up 23% though. If we take it from where the lows were during this period, need to see a confirmation. Definitely not a super distinct touch point down here. Duplicates. $4. Yep, so the only thing these are missing is that catalyst. This one traveling down to that 327 again. Making a lower level than this 332 they had earlier. Man, oh, this thing's pinched. Okay, there we go. So it did get below this level. And 10%, yeah, I'm just not feeling that 10% though. LITM got bought off of this 416, 424. Oh, it's not a LITM. So at this point, the bottom down here is 417. Top side up there is 446 with no catalyst. So missing a pretty big factor there. The number one factor basically is a catalyst. All right, let's look at the daily charts on these. So this is lithium. It has a gap here from 438 back up here to 552. Don't know what that's going to do without a catalyst. Don't know if it can gap fill without a catalyst. That was on April 30th that this drop off happened. Let's go to BCIG. Yeah, just getting, looks like it's just been getting kicked in the mouth for sure. Okay. Let's jump back over there to BCIG. Testing upward again. Did not quite test this bottom level, this little breakdown level of 327. Only up 14%, 13%, but did test this top side again. So multiple times on this test point. We have not verified any type of uptrend from this one. Point of control right now is at a 347. It just looks like it's been in consolidation since this last rip up between 360 and like 329, just consolidating. Will anything with catalyst pop up? If you guys are seeing anything else, definitely let me know. We'll definitely throw it on and take a gander. Let me go and get here. Boom. Edit. All right. LITM back down towards this point of the 416s. Again, no catalyst, so it's hard for it to try to fill that gap we saw. And BCIG just too low of a volume, only 2 million shares. Maybe we get some excitement or something, but it's got this ATR high up here at 379. It's at 14% right now, and I'm just still not too enthused about that. I'm sure something's gonna run past it. Just gotta wait. Be patient. Something will pop. That's a higher low there. At this point, I don't know what it's going to respect. I know it's going to be a chop factory today. He said got on back down under that trend. Will it go and break that 327? All right, let's jump over to NQ right now is, let's go to 15 minute. NQ taking a little dip down. So came up here, hit his head on ATR lows, taking a dip down towards these 2100s. Let's look at, oh yeah, for my XRX, they ended up cutting the dividend on a XRX yesterday afternoon. Letting the folks know in Discord they were cutting it from 12 cents to 2 cents on a quarterly dividend. And I went ahead and sold. I don't know where it's at now. Okay. It is at 459-ish. But I went ahead and sold out on that news. Don't want to catch a big dropper. They're doing some more refinancing and things like that, but I was like, nah, I don't want to sit around for this. My crypto's doing well. You know, Bitcoin had a huge move back up to 111. So I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I'm good. Let me see, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had a little breakout of all-time highs of the 109s, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna chill right now with this. Yeah, VSIG on the 15 minute. It's looking like a big bowl going downwards with that bowl shape. I made all these markings on the 1 minute, but when we come over to the 15 minute, we can see this huge red candle that is fighting against. It had kind of a bowl type shape, but then it had this big move downward to break lows. Good morning, good morning. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let's see. We're looking for something with catalyst. Both of these have high R ball relative to their previous days, but they just don't have any reasoning to go up. They look like big chop factories on the 15 minute. I marked up a little bit on the 1 minute, but looking at the 15 minutes, still looking kind of drastic to the downside. All this needs to do is break down 327, and all lithium needs to do is break down, what is this, 417, 415 ish, to be looking like it's going to continue red, forming a nice little top and tail wick there on the 15 minute. And I'm just expecting something better to pop up. Good morning, Donnell, in the building. We'll say pre-market trading is a little bit more risky because you don't have your stops, but it can give you some good learning, like charting and kind of seeing, trying to imagine what other people are seeing on the chart, and then zooming out on the multiple time frames to say, okay, well, I see what they see on the 1 minute. What do they see on the 5 minute? What do they see on the 15 minute? And is it super drastic? Like, is it something that's going to be able to pay us out or what? And also, does it have a reason to go up? Now, some of these tickers are just unreasonable. They'll just start popping, But for the most part, I like to make some type of sense in a trade, some type, and have a managed risk. Because this one right now, let's say it drops 422 down here to $4 back to this ATR high. Well, that's a 20-cent drop down, but it didn't have a catalyst anyway to take it upward. So I would basically just be playing, one is high odds for it to come down, and it's a uranium stock. So, nuclear type deal, nuclear type stocks. I'd rather hold those long term and have them paying a dividend or something than try to day trade them because they're kind of always kind of iffy. For VSIG, another thing I didn't check was the location of these. Let me go and check where these are located. VSIG. Let's see. More Americans are buying now and paying never. A new sign of stress. I know what they're talking about. Yeah, people not paying for anything, huh? Okay. Let's go to LITM. But they don't understand when they start garnishing those checks. It's a different ball game. LITM, where are you located? And I talked to the folks at Benzing about getting their location data updating, so they're actually working on that. Because right now all of their tickers say they're from the U.S., which is not true. Let's see what this is from. LITM, Snow Lake Resources Limited, a natural resource exploration company, engages in the exploration and development of mineral resources in Canada. It explores for uranium and lithium mineral resources. The company was incorporated in 2018 and is based in Winnipeg, Canada. What about that other one? BCIG. BCIG is out of Malaysia. BCIG Global Limited, together with its subsidiaries, provides business and technology consulting services in Malaysia. The company offers business strategy consultancy services, including listing solutions, investor relations, and boardroom strategy consultancy. It also provides technology consultancy services and solutions such as digital development, fintech solution, and software solutions. In addition, the company engages in corporate and business advisory services in corporate finance, corporate structuring and restructuring, equity investment, and merger and acquisition. Okay, so listings on recognized stock exchanges, fintech advisory, blah blah blah. Okay, all right. So they're in Malaysia. So yeah, either way it goes, both of these are just not really selling themselves to me very well at this point. Okay, so we're back down to this 327 that has been trying to break down on VSIG. But I don't know if it's going to be able to overcome this bowl shape at 350. This one went on down to this 417. So literally a snap down to $4 is going to end this little run. Now this made a lower. I'll remove that one. That's irrelevant. This one is irrelevant. Making these lows. This one's irrelevant. Remove. All right, so now make two new ones. Oops, wrong one. So now it's gonna have to prove that it's walking up. BCIG, what you got going on? This thing just does not have that volume pouring into it. People are not interested. Back out to the 15-minute. $0.17 away. This one has an ATR of 61 cents. They can definitely make that 17 real quick. 17-cent drop there. VSIG. Go ahead and break down. Let something else come and take the wheel. $6.35 right now. Nothing getting stirred up just yet. LTRY, buy the rumor, sell the news. LTRY lottery. We've seen that one before. It's been a previous popper. LTRY. And what is the rumor on this one? LTRY. Let's go see. LTRY news. Let's see. So go to all. Anything come out today? So May 22nd, lottery.com shares drop on Q1 revenue decline despite narrowed net loss. And then that was at 3:19 p.m. Then at 12:30 p.m., lottery and sports.com make a historic dual sponsorship debut at somewhere at the 109th running of Indianapolis 500. Then earlier that day it says sports.com accelerates brand exposure at this weekend's 2025 Indy 500 with sponsorship deal. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Sponsorship deal. Where was I? Okay, so everything's saying that their shares are trading lower. So I'm trying to look for a rumor that may be good for it. Because right now I'm not seeing one. Dennis Wise joins sports.com. Yeah, I'm just not seeing one that is making big moves. Yeah. Went up there to 229, but I'm not sure about the rumor. I'm not seeing any, or maybe it's on one of these other ones. Let me check the other ones. So we got SEC filings in here, which it has not done any. Quarterly report. Okay. Let's go to BZ Wire. Same thing. Okay, so yeah, we've seen all this. Trading Hall on April 8th. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. What's the key data on this one? So this one has a float of 9.61 million, short float 466,000. Okay, short float, all that stuff. So I don't know. Jump back over here. Did the running of Indianapolis already happen though? Was that something that okay, May 22nd, sports.com, a member of lottery.com, family brands, fast growing platform at the intersection of sports media technology. Okay, one of the brightest young drivers in motorsport ahead of his debut in 2025. So this is dealing with a specific driver. His sports branded helmet will feature throughout the 100. Okay, what's the date on this? When will this be? Qualified 20th for this year. So he qualified 20th place this year, Indy 500, and will start from row 7, driving a number 45 car for Rahal Letterman. Okay. He's a 21-year-old. Okay. Foster has already amassed 40 career wins and 88 podiums across 189 races. Okay. Okay. Well, like I said, I don't know. I don't know about that. Car racing, Indiana 500 racing. We'll have to see. It had, from this pre-market, it hit a low down here of 151. and is we'll have to identify if this is a uptrend, if it can hold out the ATR highs there of the 180s. But that news, I don't know, on a Friday, and that news came from yesterday. I don't know. It's I don't know how much I would lean on that, and it's only up $2 as well. So I really just don't know. They have 21 employees. Did I see that over here? Key data. Let's see. Company, government trades, insiders. Look at all these insiders. Look at this. What's this? 11, 2021. Okay, so here we see a whole bunch of insiders selling. Quantity, they decreased their ownership at 12%. We see quite a bit of selling there. There was some buying some point, but back in 2022. But so far in 2025, all these reports has been selling. So I really don't know about that. Peers. Yeah, I think I'll let the professionals play that one because I am not professional enough for that. Okay, so BSIG did get back down here to the 327, thinking it's going to end up dumping from there. It's been down here 3 times, and yeah, it's pretty much kind of dead in the water where it is now, under 10%. Lithium. Well, I guess I can restructure because it keeps breaking down. So remove that. Oh man, let me do that. It just keeps breaking down. It's got this level right down here at the 4 that it may get down to. But I think I'm just gonna. I really don't know what the where it's gonna end up stopping. It's at 411 right now. Has room down here to the $4, which is its previous point, and it's only up 20% right now. Lottery hit a high up here of 229, then a secondary. Well, this is on the 1 minute. Let me go back up to the 15 minute. Definitely looking a little drastic. Has a bottom down here of 189, ATR highs there at 180s. Lithium also has a beta score of 2.23, so it's following the market. I'm wondering when it'll drop because the market is definitely on a little tear down here. Let me go over to, we're under 21,000 and continuing to slip here. So it started from here to from 21, but we've seen this before. A lot of times on Fridays, these moves don't continue. They end up consolidating. They usually don't bounce back either. They just can kind of consolidate, but definitely that 21,000 level, and it's still kind of falling during pre-market, but that does not mean it's going to continue because this is a very extended move. I'm thinking it's going to kind of consolidate. $406. This bubble right between, right down to that 4 that it refuses to go down to. I want to see VSIG crash out as well. There's got to be something else. 327 is getting pushed down again. So this is the third time it's been down here. It looks like it wants to go down to 5%. Still looking for my mid caps. I don't see any mid caps up here either yet. Mid caps, maybe they haven't got the volume or anything on this morning either. Finally slipping through that 327 going on down. Okay, so VSIG is getting killed out. So bottom was 322 there. Only up 8% now. No catalyst on the day. Only 2 million shares when we got lithium with 8 million and a lottery with 11 million. And I really think I'm going to lead the professionals to trade lottery. May lead the professionals to trade VSIG as well, since it doesn't have a catalyst on today. And LITM, none of these have catalysts, so don't know. I really hate 20% strugglers, because a lot of times during the open, they'll struggle at 20% a little bit, and then they'll start to grind downward. And then you'll be at 10%. You'll be at, 15, 10%, 5%. And then you're like, oh my goodness, why did I do this? When they're just struggling during pre-market just to hold up 20%, especially as a low float. It shouldn't happen. They should be strong. They should be getting up and taking names, 20% is nah. Trump, oh, let me go look at Apple. That's let me go look over here. APPL. Whoops, wrong thing. APPL. Apple. That's their ticker. Apple Inc. Here we go. Okay, so Apple shares are trading lower after President Trump said he told CEO Tim Cook he expects iPhones sold in the U.S. will be manufactured and built in the U.S. Trump said company must pay 25% tariff if it wait. Trump said company must pay a 25% tariff if this is not the case. Ooh. Ooh. Hit him in the mouth. Let me go see. I need to look on my news feed, see if I can add a news feed here. So let me. I'm actually not on a 2 week trial anymore. I'm actually paying for Benzinga. I don't know why it's still saying it's two week trial up there. But yeah, let's see. We're going to news feed, make a new workspace, news feed, create workspace. Okay. So right here. Okay, yeah, I need to start putting this on here. Let me see what kind, because it's right there. President Donald Trump, right there. Let me see. What kind of notifications work on this? News settings. Exclusives, dollar amounts, percentages, quarters, beats, misses, title only, displayer operators and expression. Alerts. I don't know. I just come check the news over here. Sometimes I just need to create those other workspaces. I got my scanner, got my cryptos. I got my. They have not updated all of their crypto though, so there most of the big ones are in here. Some of the mid-sized ones, and some of the smaller ones, but not all crypto is over here available in Benzinga. Newsfeed. What else did I want? Oh, there goes some more news. It's 7 o'clock. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. We got news flooding in. What in the world? Multiways Holdings receives notification of deficiency from NYSC. Rent-A-Car opens a new store in Heartland, Kentucky. FDA panel reiterates the cancer risk of talcum. I guess it's talcum powder. I don't know. Talc. Wolf Speed appoints an industry veteran. Yeah, I got out of Wolf Speed. Yeah, that one did me dirty. So yeah, a bunch of, okay, wait a minute. It's got some up the top here. So importance is turned on. What does that mean? Select level of importance. Um, Publicly traded company. Oh yeah. So it's removing. So if I turn it off, maybe it'll see what off does. So it turns off everything. If I turn it on low importance, okay. Wait, let me see what off has. Off. Okay, so that's what I like. Only press releases. I like it from the company. Tell me what's going on with the company. Mid. Then we got, so remove the articles that do not have ticker symbols, remove press releases, remove articles that have been generated by Benzinga Insights, remove press releases and share about shareholder lawsuits. Why would I want to remove that? High importance. Publicly traded. Include only Benzinga wire. Okay, let's just do a custom importance. So move that or move that. So let's see. Only replace releases. Sentiment greater than or equal to 3 bullish green indicators. Don't really care about that. Include only Benzinga wire stories tagged with ticker symbol SPY. Not really. Okay, so let's just go with mid. Let's just see what mid is done. Okay, so we should see the news about Apple still. Okay. Let's go to high. Done. Okay, so major indexes are lower after President Trump recommended a 50% straight tariff on European Union starting June 1st. That's in 7 days. Bitcoin, blah blah blah. Okay, so okay, that's pretty good. Let me save this. Save this layout. Update. And I think they had another news feature on here as well. Let me see. Beta chart and Zynga Market. Sensor Market is what it's called. Okay, let's go do that. Sensor Market. Exclusive trade option signals. Okay, so this is specifically for Apple. Looks like Iron Condor. Maybe it's not for Apple. Let me put that out of there. Or maybe it'll just automatically put it there. I don't know. All right, option flows, government trading, insider trading. Let's see, we got Apple, latest disposed, institutional trading, Berkshire Hathaway. All of these were updated on the 15th of this month. Option flow. Yeah, I gotta dive into some of this stuff. I just haven't created the workspaces for it. Let's go to build a research workspace. Research. This might give me all the information that I get from Yahoo. Let's see. Unlock access. What do you mean I don't have access? I'm paying for this. Did he just log me in? Wait a minute. Yeah, it just logged me in. Okay. Okay. So we got research. What in the world? Okay, good morning, Hal. Insider Bulls have bucked the trend, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. About to say, this thing was locked up before I was paying. I better have something. Okay. So I just need to get this unlocked. I'll call them and I'll see what that's all about. Oh, there it is. Okay, now that unlocked it. What do you mean go to Benzinga Pro? I'm on Benzinga Pro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and see what they're talking about because this, I'm gonna have to see so I can get that unlocked. Benzinga, AI, charts, whatever. All right, let's jump back over to the scanners. LITM going on down. Yeah, Apple got punched in the mouth for sure. Belated Bitcoin pizza day to the man who started it all, Benjamin. Yeah, man, yeah, all my crypto is looking fabulous. Fabulous. Ben has actually been he had a couple of things he had to get done. I think he should be done with them though. I'm gonna have to reach back out to him and see if he's still alive. What am I doing? What am I doing? Lottery, lithium, I want to see it falling. So it's down here towards that $4 level, 6 cents away from $4 fallout. VSIG popped up here a little bit. So it's been down to this level, 327, 3 times and not failed, right? It's up 12% with 3 million shares traded. Has a RVOL of 16 with no catalyst on the day. So we got a new little look here, new little look-see. So from the top, let's continue to get punched in the mouth. And still within this consolidation. So 336, and it just has no reason to push up. I mean, people are probably watching lottery right now. It's up 21%. You know, it's doing the most. Yeah. So let's just draw some imaginary lines and see what becomes real. So we got a little low here, and it started to stack out, and that looks like it's gonna break down soon. We had, ATR high down here at 180s. Let me jump back up to the 15-minute. And then we got all of these nice little wicks. Increasing VIX might see some opportunities today. Maybe. Let me go over here back to this news feed. Oh, there are notifications. What in the world? Notifications pause. No. Notifications enabled. Price. What does that mean? So that means I can see what kind of news based on the price of the ticker they're talking about, I think. So we can put custom price. We can do 1 to 5, 2 to 10, whatever. So let's just do a price of over 2. Yeah. Okay. And market cap. Oh, okay. So you can do all of these. Okay. Wait, is this based on my scan? What scanner is this based on? Scanner for price, importance, and then I can put it on a specific watch list if I'm watching a couple of stocks. Okay, that's nice. So so in Benzinga AI, actually I want to make this a different workspace. Benzinga AI. So what if I wanted to say, what is happening to Apple? Question mark. Let's see what it comes up with. Running quick analysis. Oh, snap. Whoa, that was a lot. Okay. See, as of May 23rd, Apple is facing several significant developments that are impacting its stock and market position. May 20th, Apple shares dropped 2.5% in pre-market trading following Trump's warning of a potential 25% tariff. May 22, Apple shares fell more than 2%, so that's 4.5 due to reports of OpenAI acquiring Jony Ives AI startup, raising competitive concerns. May 23rd, analysts maintain a buy rating on Apple with a price forecast of 253, anticipating advancements in AI integration. So insights: tariff threat from Trump, competition from AI, analyst confidence, and then stock performance is being down over 19%. Takeaway: Apple is navigating a challenging landscape with potential tariffs threatening its pricing strategy and competition heating up from other new players like OpenAI. However, analyst confidence in its future innovations and market position may provide some support for the stock. Remember, WNSTN provides info, not advice. Do your own research and consult an expert before investing. So follow-up questions. What are potential impacts of tariffs? Can you compare Apple's recent performance? What are analysts saying about Apple's growth prospects for the next quarter? How does the acquisition of Jony Ives startup affect Apple's competition landscape? Could you draw a chart showing Apple's stock performance over the past year? Sure, do that. Draw a chart. So it should give me like a chart with the 1 year. Let's see. Key takeaways, insights. What did it do? Oh, there's the chart. Okay, so 1 day, giving me all the way back. So it's June right now, or about to be June, and it gave me back to June last year. That's cool. Recent developments, temporary rollback in tariffs. Okay. Just trying out all of these little features they got in here. So I got a research tab, Benzinga AI, sensor market. Got graphs, charts. The charts are still not as good as TOS. They do use TradingView charts, which is kind of good. And I believe it's real-time data as well on this one. I mean, I'm paying, $197. It should be real time, right? Okay, what we doing over here? VSIG popping up here. Let's go back over to VSIG. I did not see it come back up. Okay, making a move out there on old VSIG. Let's pop down to that 1 minute. Coming back up here, still trading within the consolidation. Made highs up there to 364. Did not, it did get down under this 327, but reclaimed it and got back up. Only up 17% though, so still a 20% struggler. Alright. So this is going to be another new trend here. And we still got this level down here at 327. So that's about a 30 cent pop from that bottom. But no catalyst. So I don't know if it's going to be able to do any kind of follow through. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this trend here. Kind of clean up the chart as we get more information. Remove, 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 and that can stay. All right, getting back up there to those highs on VSIG. Now it's up 20%. So is this going to be the 20% struggle bus? No catalyst, or this catalyst drop. No catalyst drop. Still have not confirmed any type of uptrend though. Short-term movement. So still trading within this little consolidation. Looking for a higher low so we can kind of start seeing some type of uptrend. We're just not giving it to us yet. Let's go look at the 5 and the 15. 5 minute. A nice move off of this 326 up here, but was not able to get up there to the ATR highs, making a lower high there. Let's look at the 15 minute. My bad. I was looking 15 minute, still came up here, got above this little level here, the 353s, but still no catalyst. So has room back down here to the 230s for sure. So a 30-cent move up with no catalyst. When will shorts jump back on, and when will they get it back below 350? It's only 10 cents away from 350. Lithium continued down, about to break down that $4 level. Remove all that. You don't even have a leg to stand on right now. Anyway, struggling around the 4. And now VC IG back under 20%, so it's a 20% struggler. Only 3 million shares traded in comparison to 18 million on lottery, which has since made a movement down. And coming back to this ATR high, which is at the 180. So looking for that to end up giving out there. But all three of these are under 20%. Lottery has a little bit higher float. That's why I'm not seeing it on my scans, but the other two are low floats, LITM and VCIG. Let's see, Big Bag Zach. May you let me know what you think of IMNN, please? Okay, let's look at IMNN. And let me actually go and look in Benzinga first. So IMNN. All right, Immunon Inc. Let's go look at this. So overview, looks like a 54 cents. All right, let's zoom on down. Rankings, momentum growth, short, long, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's look at news on this one. So news from today, Immunon announces 2025 ASCO annual meeting oral presentation highlighting unprecedented survival data from phase two trial of IMNN-001 treatment of newly diagnosed advanced ovarian cancer. Let's see. Data show continuous clinically significant improvement with median 13-month and 3-month increases in overall progression-free survival, respectively, in treatment group. Women treated with IMNN-001 and standard of care chemotherapy plus PARP inhibitors achieved nearly 12-month increase in PFS compared to standard of care. Okay, so let's go on down. So they're clinical stage clinic in the phase 3 development of its DNA-mediated immunotherapy. Let's see. Results are being highlighted in an oral presentation, American Society of Clinical Oncology. Okay. Based on highly encouraging phase 2 ovation. Let's go to and so it's up 32%. Well, it's got a lot of work to do for sure. A lot of the biomeds. Now it depends. If you're trying to day trade this, one, you're gonna have to take bigger sides to make any money on this. So I don't know if you're trying to day trade or you're trying to swing this. I don't know what your strategy here is, but yeah, you're gonna have to take some sides because it's on the cheaper side. It is 57 cents. I'm seeing some pretty big wicks on it here as well. It's getting bought up there off of the 52, but yeah, you're definitely gonna have to oversize. So I don't know what your risk, and I don't know what goes where you think it can go. Do you think it can go to $1 today? Do you think it can go to $1 over the next couple of weeks, months, years? I don't know. Let's see. So let's go back up. So that news was from yesterday, and then this one was we just read this from today. News from yesterday. It announces withdrawal of Form S1. So let's see, request for withdrawal for an S1 amended. There we go. Public offering. Okay, so statement has not been declared. Where did I just see public offering? It kind of popped and I lost it. Company's registration. Oh, there it is. Okay, as the company no longer intends to pursue a public offering under registration statement at this time, so kind of reduce the fear of them trying to sell a whole bunch, onto the market. All right. Developing its non-viral. Okay, so that could be a little bit of hope as well. So it's getting a double type of hope. One is saying, hey, we're not going to sell a whole bunch of shares on the market. And then the other one's saying, hey, we got this. We're coming to the close of the phase 2 trial of this whatever drug that they have. On May 15th, 6-month data showing durability for next generation DNA vaccine platform in phase 1 clinical trial. So phase 1, now they're into phase 2. Let's go back up here. So first quarter financial results. How are their financials looking here? New data from phase 2 ovation study. Wait, I thought this was supposed to be a financial report. Financial results. Okay, I'm not really seeing. They have an annual meeting. They already had that on April 21st. Okay, so they got a session coming up on June 3rd. June 3rd, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. and about a 30-minute session on gynecologic cancer. Still not seeing. Where's the? This is the financial report. It's all talking about like the drug. Corporate highlights. Okay, here it is. First quarter financial results. I was like, is this what? Okay, so net loss for first quarter of 2025 was, let me make this a little bit bigger maybe. No. Okay, let me scoop this out. Okay, so where was I here? Did I go back into the wrong one? No. It just feels like I first quarter financial calls, blah blah blah. I might have pressed on the wrong one. Let me go back. Okay. So we are right here. Yes, I did press on the wrong one. Okay. First quarter 2025. Ooh, that thing's moving up. 73 cents on now. Net loss, blah blah per share, compared with a net loss of 4.9 million, or 52 per share. I do see it moving up for sure. It is up 67% right now, and definitely doing better than the other higher price ones that we saw. Research and development expenses were 2.2 million. General and administrative expenses were 2 million. I mean, to be honest, this looks like something that is going to be a day trade for today. Oh, let me go. Looks like something that's going to be a day trade for today. It's up 67, but we'll see where it goes. Just barely getting up there to 75. Now, only open things that open, I think it's below 75% or something. I forgot the percentages for halts. I forgot the percentages for the halts, but they do tend to halt more than a normal stock when they open up lower than, I think it's 75% or 70% or 75 cents or 70 cents. It's something like that, but I can't exactly remember because I don't trade these down here a lot. But looking at it right now, hit a high of 73, has ATR high down here of 50 cents. The point of control right now is at 53 cents. So yeah, you're gonna have to oversize on this. That's what I think you're gonna have to do if you're gonna day trade this to make any money. If you take 50 shares, I mean, how much can you really make, right? So right now, what's the ATR on this? ATR about 80 cents, or is that right? No, ATR is about 9 cents, right? So if the ATR is 9 cents, let's say you take 50 shares to make or even I don't even know if it's gonna go 9 cents on the open. It did it here during this 44 all the way up to 70. That's a 30-cent move, which is how many times that 9 cents? So 30 divided by 9 is gonna give us 3 times its ATR, right? So what if you can't get 9 cents? Are you okay with taking 2 cents? Right? And how much would you need to take to make, some okay money on 2 cents? So let's say if you take 50 shares on that 2 cents, you make did I do that right? 50 times 0.2, that'll be $1 into the trade. I just, I just don't I don't see it. If you take 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares times that 0.2, that's $200, right? If you take 100,000 shares times that 0.2, maybe you make 2,000. But I mean, once this thing starts slowing down, you're gonna have to see, does volume dry up on it, or what's going on with this, because you don't want to get caught and it goes down further than you expect. You get 100,000 shares and it goes down 5 cents, right? So that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna have to oversize to day trade this. 100,000, 5 cents down is gonna be $5,000 out of your account. So I think I don't know how long you've been trading penny stocks or whatnot, but this one is a good way to. I don't even know if you have the you got to take quite a bit of size. I mean, let me see, 100,000 shares. How much is that in actual liquid value? So 100,000 shares times what's, let's just call it 70 cents right now, times 70 cents. That's gonna be $70,000 you got to put in to make 5,000. So what is 5,000 of 7? Well, you take 5,000, or 5,000 of 70. You take the part and put it over the whole. You'll be making 0.7%, and then we'll multiply that by 100, of course. So about 7.14% on your total that you put in. And you put in 70,000. So that's quite a bit of a risk, putting in 70,000 into this thing, because it may not go down just $5. It may zip down back to 50 cents, 20 cents. So, 100K, 100,000 shares times that 20-cent drop, and look at it going down right there. Times that 20-cent drop, it's going to leave you with a 20K loss on your original 70,000 share, or $70,000 position. So I don't know. I feel like the risk is too high. That's my advice. But if you have some type of strategy that has been working, that you've been consistent with, it's on you. It's pretty much on you how you're going to manage your risk, and how big of a risk you're going to put on. Now, if you put on 50 shares, 100 shares, I mean, okay. But if you're trying to make money on this on a day trade, I wish you all of the luck in the world, for sure, because I just don't see it. These aren't the type that I trade, but it's one of those things, like, it's up, it's got a little bit of cancer catalyst and all of that, and I may be completely wrong. It may go to $1.15 or whatever, but is the risk worth seeing that dream materialize, if it's going to materialize? I don't know about that. So yeah, but right now it's in pre-market and everything looks good in pre-market. It just big old nice candle up here. Everything looking good, but what's the real sentiment of this stock? We don't know yet. So I don't know if you've been trading this, but this is the move. This initial may be all that it's gonna do. And it hasn't done any type of pullbacks. Let me go look at the one in the 5-minute. So right now, where would your trend be? So you got this steep trend here from, let's see, like 43 down here, up here to now it's going to 75. Yeah, 2 cents at a time. Yeah, you would need to be trading this like now, like pre-market trading it before it can start halting and doing all that stuff. Yep, but definitely not my cup of tea. It's up 86%. Just manage your risk if you're gonna trade it though, for sure. Know what you're gonna lose before you get into the trade. Because there are no stops if you're gonna trade it during pre-market, no stop outs and all of that. Yep. Nothing to see here says real money is selling into those pumps. Um, in or selling into those pumps to novices, easy liquidity grab. Yep. They're buying these little dips, and eventually, I'm thinking once it does fold, it's going to be a pretty nasty fold. So, but this may be a Freaky Friday mover. It's up 78%, but all of the higher price small caps are kind of dead to me. LTRY just kind of barcoding right now. Lithium kind of barcoding. VGI whatever went on back down to that level. So yeah, no catalyst on things that can really give us range on today. So everybody's kind of hungry for range, so they're trying to create range in the market, and that's one thing you can't do is force the market to do anything. So um, getting on this little cheap one, I don't know. It may be the focus of the day. It's got 46 million shares traded, but if it's going to lead the day, I am good with just sitting on my hands for sure. I am great sitting on my hands, actually. Hit a high up there of 83. Point of control down here is 60 cents now. So about 18 cents away. And that's that. If it does drop back to this point of control, that's that 20 cents. That 20-cent loss for anybody that's playing around with 100,000 shares in here. Losing a whole lot of money. And really, there's no confirmations of trend or anything on this one because it's so steep right now. Like you can't even put a valid trend out here because it's just straight up. I'm not telling you not to trade or to trade. I'm just telling you there's a lot of risk on the table here. Measure your risk. Put it on the weigh scale. Say, okay, well, if I risk this, and also you got to look at the rest of your week. If you've been trading for the rest of the week and you're green on the week, why risk it? This is Friday. This is when the majority of the, hungry people are out in troves. So it's like you kind of got to follow your rules. What are your normal rules for the rest of the week? Have they been good? Have they been doing what you want them to do? Or are you trying to make back losses from the week on a Friday? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to take that into consideration as well. If you're already green, it is what it is. Take it and run. You don't have to take on this high level risk at the end of the week. If you're red, it may be one of those learning things where you're like, okay, let me just practice some discipline, patience for better opportunities, right? Because at this point, if this is the best opportunity on the day, my hands will be on vacation for sure. Vacation. Oh boy. All right. Well, still waiting on something to pop up and kind of take the day. This one's up 105%. It is definitely drawing eyes to it. And like I said, it's just, oh, let's look at the NQ real quick. This thing is, okay, so it bounced off of the ATR lows down here. ATR low down here at 27,000. I didn't even see it come down here, but it took a trip from 21,000 all the way down here to the ATR lows and took a bounce off of this test. Don't know if it's going to end up consolidating around here or what, but it is definitely. So I have two ATR kind of calculations going on here. I have one without pre-market, so without any kind of pre-market activity, which is these down here. So it came down here and tested this ATR. Then I have the one with pre-market, which is all the way back up here. So it cut down under this ATR low and just got going down. So from one ATR to another one is where it tested down here. Now these don't move. These from day to day, pre-market to pre-market, or without pre-market, these don't move. But these recalculate during the day. So as it's making its ranges or whatever, they get wider or thinner depending on how active it is outside of the range of these ATRs. But anyway, it is looking quite bearish. But a lot of times during pre-market, when things are looking quite bearish, there could be a big turnaround. It's got a lot of space to play around back up to this 21K. But since it's Friday, I think it's going to end up finding some type of consolidation range. We saw earlier, nothing to see here, called out Apple getting punched in the mouth because of tariffs, 25% threat of tariffs if they're going to continue to build Apple phones outside of the US. And I'm not going to be bothered by that. I've always used Android, so it is what it is. If I need to do something else or switch, I'm cool. I'm not looking to get slapped with tariffs fooling with Apple, because I've never fooled with Apple, any Apple products. But yeah, they've always been kind of on the forefront of making people pay an arm and a leg for phones and devices and only letting you use 10% of your device. So I've always been on the Android bandwagon, where I can do everything I want to on my phone. Program, write scripts, use all kinds of applications, all kinds of, man, just everything that I need. Anyway, without having permission checks and all of this, oh, what are you doing? Why are you tapping into these data files? Why are you doing? No. Nope. I bought this phone. I own this phone. I don't need you to be a part owner of my phone. Let me read some of this, what Nothing to See here was saying. So he said, Big Bag, everyone wants to get rich quick off of a $2,000 account making 3 to 5% a week. You triple your account in 52 weeks. Now do that over 20 years, you'll be filthy rich. Just saying, yeah. This stuff takes time. Just like with all the crypto that I've been accumulating and all of that. Like at first it was looking real bad, but like now my account is up, like up. Just accumulating and looking for. So I'm not into the meme stocks or the meme cryptos or any memes like GameStop or any memes. I like to look into the projects, see that the projects are actually having value in the ecosystem, whether it is cybersecurity, whether it is transaction efficiency, whether it is energy consumption, whether it is automotives with crypto or real estate. I like to see something that can actually, do something into the future. I don't like all the meme stuff, all the Shibas and stuff that pops crazy. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Let me get something that's just going to slowly increase over time because it has a good idea behind it. And like with stocks like that we were just looking at, IMNN, it's up quite a bit. So it's going towards $1, right? And so people see this during this little run up, especially if they already have losses on the weekend. They're like, man, let me just jump on. I can make back my loss. All I need to do is take, oversides into this, and I can make it back my loss. But a lot of times, what we see on closer to the open, what is it, 743? Oh my goodness, it's 743. A lot of times we'll see big slashes down when sellers come in and start punching this thing in the mouth. Um, First of all, their quarterly, their financials were saying that they've had net losses, pretty much back to back net losses. And so what people are seeing is that cancer, cat or that cancer keyword um, in the title, and a lot of times that's the furthest that people read is the title. They see cancer, ovarian cancer, or breast cancer. Oh my goodness, breast cancer, bro, it's going crazy. But now it is tiptoeing up here to $1. It has went from 50 cents up to $1. The ATR is probably going to change a bit towards the open. It was 9 cents. So let's see how much further has it gone than 9 cents. So it started down here at 45 cents all the way up to $1. So we got 0.45, or actually we could just go to $1 minus 45. That's 55 cents, and we're going to divide that by that original ATR. So it is 6 times the ATR right now, 6 times that. And man, when I tell you I've seen these things dump, and the problem is they kind of consolidate because more buyers come in. They're like, okay, it's still cheap. It's at $1. Let me just buy some. And they'll consolidate a little bit around this dollar and then flood down. They just capture everybody and flood down. This pop out here is up to the 117. And now it's starting to get this top and tail wick. Now we're looking at the 1 minute right now. Let's go back and look at the 5 minute and see what that top and tail looks like. So the 5 minute, we got this 117 here. First top and tail since this move started. And also let's zoom back to the 15. So now we're getting some type of possible trend started. And we'll see if this is going to form a flag or if it wants to get back under $1. But it's at $1.05 now. Oh, the cancer news is old, by the way. Oh. Cancer news is old. So the folks that made the money were already in down here at 43. And this one just so something happened back yesterday here where it got pushed up and it failed, right? So somebody was already on this thing yesterday entering. And then we can see another try here at the 50 cents. So yeah, somebody already had this news, and definitely are probably in a chat room or something like that, pushing it up. But now coming back under $1, we can see quite a bit of a little sell-off here. Can it hold over $1 is what people are going to be saying in their heads. This thinking, especially if they just bought up here at this pop out here. So they bought this little quick pop, or either had limit orders up here and got filled. And now they're like, okay, this thing's definitely going to hold $1, right? Sure it will. We'll see. But this is 15 minute. Let's go back to the 1. The high of this one was 110. At this point, will we see these candles start to get smaller and smaller? Sig TM. Interesting. $81 million shares traded on this stock. Imagine that. How many big shorts, or how many big shorts can get in on this thing? 81 million. So so if we had big shorts taking, let's say, million share positions, 80 of them could be in here. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Let's say if they were taking bigger than a million, let's say they were taking 10 million share positions. I mean, I don't even know if they would even mess with this, to be honest. Professional shorts, I really don't know if they'll be messing with this type of stock. I think this is a lot of retail and a lot of influencer type deal or chat room type deal, because I don't think professional shorts would be playing with this, because this is one of those. It's like, do you really want to risk being infinitely in the red, right? If it does go to like $2, I mean, and again, you got to look back on your previous week. Are you sitting in the green? Are you small red? Do you want to go big red? You know, it's like, nah, if you've been winning and you've done your job this week and you're green, you're good to go. No reason to risk it. Going back up there to the 104s. Bottom side of this is 99 cents. And they got to slow it down a little bit, slow down this momentum, make people start dumping their shares. 84 million shares traded on this. 84 million. Whew. That is quite a lot. Quite a lot. Okay, so now let's look at the biggest candle versus the smallest one. So this one went from 47 up here to 54. This one went from 60 up to 70, so about 10 cents on the biggest candles. 47 up to 54, right under 10 cents, maybe like 8 cents, 7 cents there. So, you know, we like to trade that range. We like to trade those candles that can pay out, you know, in one candle, 20 cents, 30 cents, something like that. You know what I mean? So if you get a pop, you get paid pretty good. But with this one, and it going 10 cents per movement, you got to be willing to take 2 cents. You got to be willing to take 1 cent. Like, uh-oh. What is this wick? What is this wick? Okay. That wick kind of probably oh, put some hearts at stop right there on that wick down to that 95. So now it's starting to play with people's heartstrings. The people that were in, they can take profit if they want to, but I think they're gonna wait to see where it goes all the way to the open, and then they're really gonna dump their shares onto the market. Because I mean, they made a pretty good profit. The ones that pushed this up from 40 something cents, and they're gonna be selling to new buyers trying to come in and continue to move, but it is extended right now. It is extended. All these little pops and trickles. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see how far you move down. Will you start to fail that one? $87 million shares traded on this thing, and it's tightening up so tight it's hard to even see the spread here. Like it's trading within a 10. What is it? 0.004. Trading between. Look at these spreads. Look at that size coming in there at the dollar. Looks kind of nasty. And how easy would it be to catch you off guard, especially with TOS? If you're not paying for live data, you know, if it does rip down, you don't find out until after. So let's say you're trading with something like DOS or something with live data, right? And you can see it happen, you know, a couple seconds before everybody else. Well, you've already hit the sell button, and then everybody else is hitting the sell button behind you. And it's just flooding down, and your order doesn't get filled until it's, you know, way down here, and now you're down. You're just down. It's just, no. Too much can go wrong, man. Too much can go wrong. Anyway, let's buzz around and see the other call outs today. Lottery still making its way down, only up 18%. LITM Went down there to that 396 level, the ATR. Let me delete this. ATR high level. And this is the ATR low level down here at 288. Here, and we're going on down. Going on down there. VSIG only up 7% now. So did crack down at 327 after trying it 4 times. With no catalyst. So letting that one die alone. Yeah. So it is very weird Friday. All right, let's just go back over here and see where this one is. So the NQ looks like it wants to retest this 20,740. Kind of forming a little bit of a bowl-like shape here. Ooh, okay. Low of day 20,727. Okay, so now we're starting to see, but we're starting to be able to see some type of, oops, no, we're starting to see some type of trend here. So 117 was the high, and we're finally starting to identify some type of trend. Right back down to the 97s, has a low of 94. So can it continue to hold this 95 up? For the people that bought this level of the dollar, they're down 4 cents. And if they oversized into this at that dollar, let's just calculate their loss right now. That's 7 cents. So let's say you took let's just say it's a small retail trader with 1,000 shares at $1. That's $1,000 position, right? They just lost 6 cents on that 1,000 shares. So that's 60 bucks. But wait a minute, what if they took 10,000 shares and they were like, it's a $10,000 position. Now I'm down, 7 cents, right? So times that 7. Man, it just grows and grows from here. It just grows and grows from here. I don't like it. And it's continuing to make these new lows on the 1 minute. $94 million shares traded on this one right now. Where's the point of control? Point of control is still down here at 59 cents. So, short still got some time. But more volume is coming in up here, though. Yeah, VSIG only up 5% now. So that one's out of there. It's only got 4 million shares traded. LITM, yeah, nothing popping up with Catalyst that I've seen so far. Another little pop. We have our downtrend up here. Our bag holders being allowed out right now. It looks like it. Lower high. This is where everybody would have bought. So it's giving them a 4-cent chance to get out. Coming back up to this trend. Not even all the way to it. The high here of 106. Giving them a chance. Giving them a chance to get out. 97 million shares traded on this one. It's going towards 100 million in pre-market. Very thickly traded. And when everybody starts rushing out, it's going to be real nasty. Let's see if that uptrend holds there. Little touch, needs to snap back though. 10, where's the snatch back? 117, another pop, so it definitely gave them twice to get out of this. 12 cents from the dollar. So we're looking for it to fall back within this trend here. Now, they can't say they didn't have a chance to get out. They can't say that for sure. New candle opening. And it's got the bottom of this candle down here to the 103s. $117 breakout, 2-cent breakout. Will it get slapped? I hope nobody bought that breakout though. They might be in a little bit of trouble. Because most breakouts fail, especially at this price range. We got a higher, so we still haven't confirmed a true downtrend yet. Because it made a new high, so we gotta wait. Remove. Let's see where that goes. Has room back down here to the dollar, 13 cents away. Okay, so it has crossed over 100 million shares traded. 100 million shares traded. NQ is still looking like it's going downwards as well. So making moves back towards this ATR high level, low level. $30 or $40 away, pretty much. 30, $40 away. Again, trying to break. We still haven't confirmed any kind of trend here. Broke out, making new highs. 120. We have a 30 minutes until the open. And so I just, I really am scared for anybody that is, taking some big positions here, because that open is going to be drastic. 108 million shares traded. And we still haven't identified a trend. I guess you could just put one straight through the middle like this. That's how steep it is, just straight up. But gravity works in mysterious ways. All right, are you ready to get back down to the point of control? Point of control right now is at 99 cents. Who's texting me? Okay. Definitely gave them time. Let's see what it'll do under this 110 level. Kind of a chop factory around here above the one. B-Sig about to go red on the day, so I'm going to take that one off instead. Lottery came back up, but that's, yeah. 20 million shares. Nothing just interesting right now. Mm. So a high of 121. Is this the trend down, or is it only going to trend down during the open? That's kind of steep right there. Look how thick this thing is. Look at these numbers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so are we starting a little bit of a downtrend, maybe? Back down to this 109. 25 minutes into the open. And what we mean by thickly traded is like there's so much of a concentration in an area, it makes it almost impossible to get clean moves because people are buying and selling at such a high or a high volume rate on both sides. So it can't move clean, you know. It's like, no, we can't move clean anymore. Just a bunch of snapping back, a bunch of wicks and all of that good stuff. And it's going to get even worse during the intraday when people start to lose hope. Ay, ay, ay. I haven't confirmed anything at this point. It's just been, you know, straight up. It had a little bit of consolidation that kind of looked like a flag, but it had this failure before it actually made the move up. So I know a lot of people got stopped out on this liquidity grab and then came back up. Hmm. Mm-mm. Got 20 minutes left until the open. With this type of movement, I don't know what this thing's trying to do. They got 20 minutes before everything gives up. So again, no downtrend able to be quantified because it keeps doing this type stuff, being irrational. There's a new high, 126. So it's tapped. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, kind of 4. How long can it keep this steep trend upward? And is it even worth it? Like, is the news that we read even worth what it's doing right now? So I can definitely, I'm starting to see some type of something form here. So we got this one, duplicate, little test there. It wasn't an exact touch there. I don't know about that one. All right, so a breakdown of 108 is what I'm thinking is going to happen on the open. Oh, 128. This one's got 123 million shares traded on it. Fifteen minutes left, and they're pushing this thing, pushing this thing, pushing this thing. I wonder if they're gonna do an offering. That would make a lot of sense with it being up this high. I see a Form 8. Let's see what they got this Form 8 for. Pick appropriate. It's May 19th. They can make a lot of money if they do an offering, for sure. Going from 45 cents, all they gotta do is put out an offering and then put a statement of thanks to the investors, like the other ones do. Hey, thank you for pushing our price up. We don't know why it went up. We're in phase 3 clinical trials, so appreciate y'all. Oh man, we did have light bills to pay. You guys made that possible. We can keep them on now. All right, we got a new high with no kind of turning point, just straight up move. Point of control hasn't moved yet, so still the majority of the shares that were traded today during this pre-market were at 60 cents. So these folks that are coming in up here, they're just getting a small portion of what was actually made from the point of control. 60 cents. Very interesting though that it's made it this far without shorts jumping on, but I guess they're waiting for to see the action at the top end. 143 high. $133 million traded on this one now. Flip over to the 5 minute. Let's flip to the 15. 15. This is the first candle, first 143 that could close red, but continuing this whole green push. $143. I can just imagine how many limit orders or stop losses are under this that are gonna get slapped at the open. Okay, so now are we seeing a bit of a downtrend maybe? Oops. It's insane how extended this thing is. About 10 minutes left to the open. Oh my God, there's no way to understand this move. No way. 148 at the top. Maybe we see an engulfing candle because it's not giving any signals that it's just done. Let me flip out to the 15. Another green candle. So it's looking like the first red 15-minute may be the first the one out of open. Look at this extension. Straight up to the 150. So a dollar, pretty much a dollar from where it started. Which looks like a lot, but if you see some of the other ones that we trade that are higher priced, I mean, a dollar is like nothing to them. They'll run, two, three, four, $5. I'm just wondering, is it going to actually get over to 150 today at the open and then crash out? Yeah, I'm just not sure about any of this. Okay, coming into a little bit more consolidation from that 148. We actually start holding down here maybe. This point has room down to the 124 to hold this trend. One hundred and 44 million shares traded on this one. 10 cents away. 15 minutes and 5 minute are kind of looking drastic again. So 15 minute barely went to red there. I missed it. It popped right back up. 5 minute. We got about 5 minutes till this thing opens. And this was the only one that I saw this morning that was called out, that was getting some action. The only problem is the price, catalyst, and it's the end of the week, so it's feeding hungry, or feeding somebody that's hungry on a Friday. 5 minutes left. Man, if it breaks up again, that's gonna be crazy right before the open. Like 140 and get back into this level, and then on the open just boom. Another liquidity grab within the trend, hasn't broken it yet though. Down here to the 127. Let's see you go right back up, because you're gonna trick everybody and do a liquidity grab to the other side. Go ahead and do your thing, man. We know you want to get on back over that 130. Trick everybody up right before they open. And pull back up and get back over. What's the top side of this? 129. Yep. Go ahead and trick everybody. Get on back up there. Right before they open, too. Setting that trap. Crucifixion is on the way, folks. Literal crucifixion. Two minutes and 40 seconds. And pull right back up and get back over. What's the top of this? 131. Small little breakdown to the 125s. It's going to come on back, and let's see it retake this trend here over the 131s. It's going to be kind of breaking that trend. We'll see. It just needs to blast over this 131 here. Nice little trap set on the 1 minute. One minute, 30 seconds. Right back over that 130. That 130. So that looks like a head and shoulder, a small head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute. this high, low, high pattern. Let's see if it gets back over, was this 129? 40 something seconds left. So it has gotten out of this trend here a little bit, and it's still within this downtrend. 28 seconds. This is gonna be nasty, man. This is gonna be a nasty open. 150 million shares traded on this thing. Ten seconds left. It should. Let's see if it pops back up. Buyers come in. They see that little pin bar. Okay. Let's see if it pops back up here on the open. There, the ATR high. Top side is at the 130. Bottom side is at the 124. Let's see if it pops that top side real quick. Test both sides. You know you want to. There's the pop of the top side. Back to this this trend up here. And I'm expecting it to dump through this 124. Dump. All those sell orders down there. Go get them. Are you going to come back above this trend here? So I got to restart. Okay. I don't even know if that's it. Let me let it do its thing real quick. But it's running back into this trend here. I'm looking for a slam back through 124. 124 is ATR low. And this is the minute chart. Holding up this ATR high right now. Boom. Came down and tapped that downtrend. So did not completely give out. Oh, well, that wasn't the close of the minute though. Okay, there's the break of the ATR low. Can we get some more? Oh, back up there off of that 121. Okay, well, right now it's in consolidation. As long as it is in between, it's just in consolidation. It's trying to decide what it wants to do. But if it continues to close in this consolidation, I'm thinking the bears will take over. The bears shall take over with 160 million shares traded in here. So opening up in consolidation, that's not good for it. Back down to the ATR low. There's the splash. Staying within this downtrend. Okay, and breaking out of this other little trend they had here. Okay. Point of control still down there at $1. And it continues to try to hold this level between 131 and 123. 125, I guess you can call it. But yeah. Opening up under the ATR low. So now it's going to be using this side, this 131 as a block. If it does go up there, it's probably going to get shoved down off that ATR high. Real nasty up under this ATR. Okay, so that was a higher one right there. Let's go ahead and mark that up. If it can hold that. And we still got this one right here as well. What will it respect is the question. The downtrend or the uptrend? Okay. 118, pop down there, pop back up to the ATR low, should find some resistance there. Let's see if it does. Yep, find resistance at that ATR low. Bang, bang. Interesting. Continue to be held down. So this bottom, a failure of this 118 is going to be real bad for business. Getting slapped here. Getting a little slapped up. Wow, opening up right on the edge. Oh, wow. Yeah, that should catch some momentum there. Breaking down that level. Woo! All right, this should be a wall up here at the ATR high. Let's see if it stops there. ATR high at 131. Still following this downtrend, respecting it a little bit. Still in consolidation at this point. Not choosing a side yet. And it tapped that 130 to confirm that ATR is a weak point. 129, 130. Crash out. Crash, my son. Yep, ATR high there. Putting the brakes on it. Let's see if it goes down here. What's the half of this back towards the 124? Will it start to range play in between the ATRs here? Good test. Got above it. Going back towards this 130. Oh, it's halted. Well, we got halts now. So no confirmations above ATR yet. It's got to do a pullback and make a higher low of these ATRs. But yeah, definitely had a little pause break. Thought about that and then got going. 234%. I'm about to get ready to jump into my morning meeting. You guys definitely keep your head on a swivel with this one. Came down, hasn't really found any selling point, but definitely some motion there from the bottom down here at 117s, popping all the way back up to the 140s. Has not broken out of the highs, but has a halt. So definitely be careful. Needs to definitely hold up 131. If it does drop back down there, I mean that 125, it breaks down 125, it's pretty much dead in the water. But anyway, I'm about to jump on off of here. Get ready for this morning meeting that is in 3 minutes. So yeah, I gotta jump. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do this one. Yeah.